Arabic Media in English. الإعلام العربي بالإنجليزية. www.youtube.com/قلباوي بالتعاون مع إدارة الشيخ زايد التعليمية. يقدمان Teachers Professional Development Program TPD، برنامج التطوير الاحترافي للمعلم، والذي عقد في الفترة من حتى 15 من ديسمبر عام 2020. قال تعالى: بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هل يستوي الذين يعلمون والذين لا يعلمون إنما يتذكر أولو الألباب. صدق الله العظيم.
First of all, I'd like to welcome you here at our school, Sheikh Zayed School for Girls, Sheikh Zayed Secondary School for Girls, and also allow me to introduce myself to you. Your little brother, Brother Sangari. I'm a teacher of English here at this school. I have a BA in English Literature, 2000. And also I have a pre-master degree in 2017. Also I have some other courses like TEFL course from Insurance University and educational qualifying program also from Insurance University. Teachers Professional Development Program.
TPD, Teachers Professional Development Program. Today we will talk about integrated skills or integration of life skills. By the end of this workshop, participants will be able to relate the integration of life skills to that of the language skills, discriminate between the primary skills and sub-skills, find solutions to challenges facing students when dealing with 4 skills, value the importance of the integration of skills, order the steps of different lessons, define reading sub-skills, distinguish between the features of spoken and written English, decide varied ways of integrating different skills, list the benefits of integrating skills. Integrated skills approach. Look, what are skills? Look at the picture and state the skill each person has. The ability to do something will need to continue to be consolidated and practiced, or we can easily lose our skill. Consolidation and practice are very important. If Isam al-Hadari stopped practicing, would he continue to be a skilled goalkeeper? What are the language skills involved in the following pictures? Conversation, taking notes, filling in a form, and watching a film. In real life, language skills never occur in isolation. They are not isolated, they work together. In real life, language skills never occur in isolation. So, in conversations, we listen and speak. While talking to other people, we listen and speak. In filling a form, we read and write. When taking notes, What do? We listen and write. In watching a film, we talk about it later. Okay. Often the use of one skill leads on naturally to another. They are not isolated. They never occur in isolation. How can you integrate skills in a lesson? How can you combine them together? How can you deal with these skills together? As in real life, skills are integrated with one activity leading to another, as we have said. Look at this picture. We can see 4 pupils. Each one of them is doing one skill. The first is writing, the second is reading something, the second is speaking to his friend, the fourth is listening. He is not doing anything except listening to others.
Creation of skills together. These are tools and colors. And we say, can one color form a picture? No. And can one tool form a picture or a carpet? Can I make a carpet using one or only a needle? Or I need both scissors and threads and strings. If I want to make a fabric or a carpet, I should use more than one tool.
Look at this example. Can one color form a picture? Can this color form a picture? Can one tool help to form a picture? Of course not. Can graded colors be that effective?
These are the pictures, the paintings that I have talked to you about. They are all very beautiful. They consist of many colors. They are colorful, full of colors. And not only one color, many colors inside these pictures.
Or on the contrary, look at these pictures and notice that they are not drawn only by one color, but they have multiple colors. And finally we have a very beautiful scene. The skills are divided in 2 categories: productive and receptive. So what are the productive skills? The skills which we produce, speaking and writing, of course. What are the receptive? We receive them from other people, reading and listening.
The 4 skills and are divided into 2 categories: productive and receptive. Productive, speaking and writing. Pay attention to speaking and writing. Speaking and writing are considered to be productive, but reading and listening are considered to be receptive. Receptive. I acquire them, I receive them.
Communication. Communication is divided into 2 categories: verbal language and non-verbal language. Non-verbal, verbal and non-verbal. Verbal, primary skills and sub-skills. What about non-verbal? Has nothing to do with the primary skills, reading and writing, listening and speaking. Non-verbal are gestures, movement, facial expression of the expression of the face, understanding of culture and space.
Communication, subdivision, we have verbal language and non-verbal. Verbal and primary skills: listening, speaking, writing, reading and writing, and other sub-skills. Non-verbal skills: facial expression. Facial expressions are considered to be non-verbal. Gestures, body language. You cannot understand the culture space. You want to understand the culture space.
Look at this picture. Notice that all the primary skills are integrated, working together. They never occur in isolation. We have sub-skills: grammar, spelling, vocabulary, and pronunciation. We call them sub-skills, not primary skills. Grammar, spelling, vocab, and pronunciation.
It's very important picture. Primary skills. They are not exist. They do not exist in isolation. No. They are combining to each other. They are working together. These skills are working together. Speaking leads to, or listening speaks to speaking, and reading leads to writing, and they are all integrated.
So these questions are directed to you. Please answer these questions. What are the challenges that you face when your students deal with this skill in class? You can choose one skill and tell us what are the challenges that you face when you are dealing with this skill with your students. Select 3 of these challenges and discuss possible solutions for them. Reflect on your teaching experience and give us your experience, and tell your group about a way proved to be effective when dealing with that skill.
What are the challenges? As we have mentioned, the challenges that we face inside the classroom, but we haven't talked about the solutions. And what about the solution? We have talked about the challenges and problems that we face inside the classroom. time consuming technology زي ما احنا عملنا كده من شويه كده. ايه السوليوشن اللي احنا عملناه دلوقتي استخدمناه؟ لان we have faced a problem at the beginning of this course. We tried to solve this technical problem by looking on the internet, by downloading an app or an application, and we managed, alhamdulillah, thank God, to solve this technical problem. Use another mean of technology or tablet.
To have different means.
هي برضه القاعده هنا ضروري هنا لازم يكون عندنا ايه؟ باك اب. لان انا I stored my data on the flash card or memory card, and I also have stored it on the tablet. ممكن الفلاش كارد will have problem or has some problem, and I can copy it again. فلازم اي حاجه يكون عندي باك اب ليها. دي قاعده اساسيه في التعامل مع التكنولوجيا.
بالظبط. Not to lose it.
Again, these skills must be done together, integrated together. Writing, listening, reading, and writing. Writing, listening, reading, and speaking. Of
طيب هنا بقى السكيلز يا جماعه، هنا السكيلز هنا ايه؟ not integrated. They are not integrated here. They are isolated here. Listening, writing, reading, belong each in one side. خلاص؟ I don't need this. أنا مش عايز كده. I want them to be integrated. The picture will be changed. Will be changed. هنا بقى العكس، the opposites. Listening, writing, speaking are integrated now. They are integrated now. They are integration skills. I must combine them together. By any way, I must combine them together.
listening, listen. First step, listening for more details. Listening for more detailed understanding of information in text. Number B. Second step, listening for general understanding, listening for gist. C, follow on speaking activity. D, pre-listening activity to activate students' knowledge on the topic of the text.
Steps of listening text, as we have mentioned, pre-listening activity, listening for general understanding, listening for details, and also very detailed listening, searching for vocabulary, grammar, phonology, and the last step, the follow-on speaking. The follow-on speaking activity.
Or define these kinds or types of reading activities. Reading to get detailed information from a text, called intensive reading. Reading a text to locate a specific piece of information such as a word or a number or a time. It is not necessary to understand that the whole text in order to do. This is called scanning. Scan reading. Either guessing the meaning of new vocabulary in a text or understanding meaning or a message in the text that is not immediately obvious. We did not learn, or we haven't learned before. This is called inferring meanings.
Reading for detailed information, intensive reading. For specific information, scanning, like the telephone directory. For a couple of words, either guessing the meaning of new vocabulary in a text or understanding meaning of a message in the text that is not immediately obvious. Something that's not obvious, not clear. I should infer, deduce.
Reading to get general but not detailed understanding of the text. General, to have a general idea but not detailed. This is called skimming through or just reading. Reading longer texts frequently over a period of time. This is usually done independently and not in the classroom. You can do this at home. This is called extensive reading. Looking at headlines, pictures, and layouts to guess what do you think a text will be about. This is like reading newspapers. This is called prediction. Tell us what we call this skill.
General but not detailed understanding, skimming or just reading. Reading longer text frequently over a period of time. This is usually done independently and not in the classroom. In the extensive room, I have novel. Should I read it inside the class?
No.
Of course not. I should tell my students or my viewers, read the novel at your home. At home.
At home.
So it's impossible to read the novel inside the class.
To read extensively.
No. Extensive reading. Take your time and read the novel at your home. Looking for headlines, pictures, layouts. This is prediction.
Reading a novel that you are really enjoy. This is called extensive reading. Number 6. Reading a couple of unknown words in a text that is included in an exam you are doing. This is called inferring meaning. Number 5. Reading a telephone directory. This is called scanning reading. Number 3. Reading a series of articles, only some of which will be useful to you for a report you're writing. This is called skimming or just reading. Number 2. Reading a travel brochure when you are trying to decide on a holiday destination. This can be skimming or scanning reading. Number 2 and number 3. Reading a job advertisement for a job that you are really interested in. This can be called intensive reading. Number 4.
This is prediction. Novel that you are really enjoying. Number 6.
Number 6.
Let
them, please, Mr. Farah. Let them read and say them. And I know, but everyone try to participate. Not all the time you are receptive. Try to share.
Scanning me, number 3. Series of articles, only some of which will be useful to you. Some of them will be useful for you for a report you are writing. So that's scanning just reading. Travel brochure can be traveling brochure. when you are trying to decide a holiday destination في بشوف مثلا about شرم الشيخ ورجال ولا حاجه
Yes, huh?
يبقى ده يبقى and also scanning and scanning. I can search for an important information inside the brochure. Scanning. A job advertisement.
Intensive.
Step number 1, the teacher provides a lead-in or warm-up or to the topic of the model text. This is number 1. Step number 1. Step number 2, teacher hands out a model text. Number 2. Number 3, the teacher checks understanding of the model text using some kind of comprehension task. Number 4, the teacher highlights one or two features of the model text, paragraphing, linking devices by means of discovery task. Step number 5, students do an activity that aims to practice the highlighted written features. Step number 6, students brainstorm idea for their own text. Step number 7, students write the first draft of their text. Step number 8, students get feedback on the first draft from their peers or from the teacher. Step number 9, students write their final drafts of the text.
What about steps of writing lesson? Step number 1, the teacher should give a lead in to the topic of the model text. Lead in, something like a warming up. And when you have a writing lesson, you should get or make your students get acquainted with the title of the topic. What are we talking about today? We are talking about the integration of skills. So the first step is to provide a lead-in to the topic of a model text. Now what about number 2? Choose number 2. في عندي letters هنا A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. Number 1, step number 1 is letter E. The teacher provides a lead-in to the topic of the model text. What about step number 2? Step number 2.
Number 2,
logical خالص.
Which one?
If they have not books, I should hand them hand out of the model text. Papers like these. I should give them some papers of that text. أول خطوة بعمل warming up, leading. The second step is to give them a handout of a model text. Not text.
from the book.
The script.
If they have their books.
If they have the book, it's okay. If they have not, I can print these papers to them and give these papers to them. What about number 3? Step number 3. So step number 2. G. Giving or handing out a model text. Step number 3. What about step number 3? A or B? Brainstorming or checking the understanding of the model text by using some kinds of comprehension test. I want to check their comprehension. I should give them some questions in order to check their understanding of the text they are reading. 4. And highlighting one or two features of the model text. Paragraphing, linking devices by means of a discovery task. Number 5. Somebody can help me come on the board and read. Just click on the boards and read or order the steps.
Students give the teacher.
Giving, handing, number G, letter G. The teacher hands out.
Out the model. Teacher checks understanding of the
the model.
It's using
Some comprehension.
Kinds of comprehension. Text the understanding.
highlight on
What are the features?
pictures of the model text, routing, linking with
After highlighting, what should we do to the file? After highlighting,
Student do an
Student do?
activity that seems to practice.
we highlighted written features. أنا بعمل features في side the text أعمل لها highlighting الأول بعد كده I ask them to do some activities in order to practice these features, these written features. Number 6. Brainstorming. How to brainstorming. Who can give me a definition of the brainstorming in English? What is the meaning of brainstorming in English? Or in Arabic, مش مشكلة. Brainstorming.
Brainstorming for students.
What is brainstorming in Arabic?
عصف ذهني. Yes.
The definition بتاعه معلومة زي how can I do it? What's the definition?
to get
What is the
information from the student.
Okay, without judging whether they are correct or wrong.
That's right.
Gather this information.
Let them free.
Yes, to let them give, they express their ideas freely without judging them. That's right.
What number 7?
Student writes the first draft.
They can write the first draft of the text. Number 8, letter F.
Students write the first draft of their text.
So it's very important after writing the first draft, I should get the feedback.
Feedback. This is a very important point. Feedback.
My opinion about what they have done.
Yes.
Have they done well or not? So the first draft, then the feedback. Students write their final draft. Back in the comments. After giving them my comments, they should write the final draft.
What does integrated mean? The word integrated mean when we integrate things, they combine or work together to make something more effective. Integration. An integrated system or organization combines different groups or ideas in a way that works well. Read these sayings about integrating skills or integrated skills. The learner must develop skills and strategies for using a language to communicate meanings as effectively as possible. Lil Wood, 2001. Language skills are integrated. They cooperate with each other. Luke Anthony, 2002. Language users employ a combination. Language users employ a combination of skills at the same time. This is Harmer, 1991. Why is it useful to integrate skills? It allows for the practice of language as in the real world. Integrated lessons are more satisfying for learners. They offer more variety. One single topic can be fully explored, and vocabulary can be practiced and recycled. The same context or text can be used for another activity, so the teacher does not have to waste time setting up something new. Using the language skills together can lead to what? Teaching effectiveness. Create active learning environment. Lessons will be more interesting. Lessons will be more motivating. Language retention.
Getting them one thing. Why integrate listen? Why integrate lessons that combine listening, speaking, reading, writing, grammar into meaningful context.
Yes.
يعني مش هتبقى حاجات راندوم كده وخلاص، لا حاجات فيها لوجيك. القراءة هيكون لوجيكال.
Do you know the meaning of random?
عشوائي.
أنا بسألهم.
نعمل بقى هنا language acquisition زي ما احنا قلنا، اكتساب اللغة، عشان اسمه reinforcement, consolidation. and learning in different ways. فكرة أنا برضه ممكن one way تبقى suitable for one student, تبقى suitable for another.
Yes.
I mean, variety of ways in order to teach. As a teacher, I should have different, various ways of learning, of teaching. Addressing more learning styles and making learning more fun will get very important. Making learning more fun. بالظبط بقى عندنا ايه بقى؟ حاجه اسمها mastery of language.
Yes. And
ده عنوان كبير كده how to master a language. بقيت تتمكن تمكن في اللغه. how to يعني التمكن ده عباره عن fluency وحاجات كتير. ده mastery of language.
Objectives. By the end of this workshop, participants are able to relate the integration of life skills to that of the language skills, discriminate between the primary skills and sub-skills, find solutions to challenges facing students when dealing with the four skills, value the importance of the integration of skills, order the steps of different lessons, define reading sub-skills, distinguish between the features of spoken and written English, decide varied ways of integrating different skills, list the benefits of integrating skills.
You can begin with the set text of conversation from the textbook. You can get the two students to act them in front of the class and gradually more than another course students and another course girls, and finally you can motivate them, reward them for their acting this role confidently, without being shy. By this also you can develop their abilities in language without being fear to speak. That's by this way you can take them step by step to be fluent and not to be fear of expressing themselves. Okay? Of course, I know you do this with your students, I know, but try to express on these points and take them regularly step by step with all your skills.
Thank you, Miss.
My name is Salah. I am from language school.
You're welcome. As you like.
I found it. Try to.
Tell us about your what you have got from the training course and what's your impression about what happened today.
You are a good trainer.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thanks a lot.